Now, if you're talking about the future, Expo City continues to evolve each and every year. With us now is the Executive Director to discuss their future sustainability goals. It's a warm welcome to our guest co-host, Nadia Verjee. Nadia, great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's incredible to be here.
And as Dean was saying, you know, in terms of what better guest co-host to have for somebody who's been sort of living what we're discussing today, that looking to the future at the moment, because Expo City was designed as a platform for the future, etc. And yet now, rather than just leave it and it become a great sort of white elephant, etc. No. It's evolved to become a sort of city within the city of a future. Talk us through the process, if you can, of turning it from an expo site into an Expo City to live in the future.
And that's such a great question. And I think it's a really great place to start, because where we started 10 years ago or 12 years ago at the beginning of this journey was really around how do we take this mega event and how do we take this incredible opportunity to build a place that will house a mega event for 24+ million visitors, but really make it part and parcel of the future growth of the city of Dubai. So we started with the legacy department. That was the first department that we built at Expo 2020 Dubai, and I've been there from the very, very beginning and seen it on its journey of transformation. And I think that the vision of the leadership of the country, the vision of our CEO and the UAE Minister of State for International Cooperation, Her Excellency Reem Al Hashmi, who's been spearheading this entire agenda since the very beginning, has always been what value creation can we contribute to the city of Dubai and to the UAE's national agenda. And so I think that's really where we started, and that's where we are today. So fast forward a couple of years, we are actually where we always intended to be. So we're this place that really espouses quality of life to really contribute to the Dubai agenda for quality of life, which is a reason why a lot of people are moving into the city every day. I mean, you see so many more cars on the road, you see so many more different nationalities, people who are making Dubai their home, and I think that that's because it's part and parcel of the fabric of how we want the city to continue to grow. But also we really want it to become a thriving business community and a place where next year people are going to move in as residents. So it's really becoming truly the center of the future growth of the city of Dubai.
I mean, I think something that's really stands out about the Expo site is all its sustainable practices. What are some of the, would you say, innovative green technologies that you're continuing to implement into the site that we can look forward to reduce the environmental footprint?
Yeah, so I mean, that's also, I mean, it's a fantastic question. 80% of what we have already built remains in the future master plan of the city. And so what we originally always intended it to be becomes part and parcel of the core of how the city continues to grow. So it's 4 square kilometers right now, but the master plan, which was announced by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, our Prime Minister, Vice President and ruler of Dubai last October, is a sort of a multi-phased development program over the course of the next few years, which really continues to have the principles of sustainability as a philosophy and almost as a way of life, and how we think about the built environment and how we build the buildings, but also how you create communities and create social value in the communities that you create that are going to be living and working there. So by way of example, our master plan is already pre-certified LEED Platinum, and it's pre-certified WELL Community. What does that mean in everyday speak? That means that we have understood the metrics and measurements for thinking about air quality, about water supply, about energy efficiency, about thinking about minimizing our footprint, our ecological and our environmental impact and footprint as we continue to build, and really thinking about sort of really driving impact in how communities live in the environments that we're creating for them. And so these are all sort of metrics and measurements that we put in place from the very beginning, but continue to invest in as part and parcel of Dubai's 2040 vision, but also the UAE's commitment to being net zero by 2050, which is a massive, massive ambition.
I'm really interested to know how Expo City Dubai is engaging with startups, local communities, businesses to also foster this culture of sustainability.
Yeah. So I mean, at at COP28, which is the biggest climate change conference that we hosted a couple of years ago, His Highness also sort of dedicated Expo City as a centre of gravity for planetary solutions. And that sort of effectively means that everything that we've built as our ecosystem, you can effectively think about as an urban laboratory or an urban lab that uses its infrastructure, that uses its capabilities, its relationships with 192 nations around the world to sort of, create opportunities to test innovative solutions, to test technologies, and to think about how together in a value chain, so using everybody's expertise, whether you're an innovator, whether you're an SME, whether you're a small business, big industry, academic institution, and we've got all of these different stakeholders coming into the city, how we can pool all of those resources together and think about identifying challenges and testing for them and then scaling for them. And so that's a really big ambition of the city, to be able to sort of invite everybody in to be able to achieve something much greater than just a physical space.
Would it be fair to sort of throw up Expo City Dubai as almost like a test case, if you like, for cities of the future moving forward, or communities of the future moving forward, given the vision and given the investment, given the thinking that's gone into it from day one of planning, etc.?
Yeah.
I mean, do you find other organisations, governments, parts of the world sort of turning to you going, okay, we're interested to see how you do this?
Yeah. So we're at a city level, we're hosting in October of this year the Asia Pacific City Summit and Mayors Forum, where we're inviting mayors, city leaders, but also up to 1,000 cities to come in and really get under the skin of what our city looks like, to share some of the knowledge, the experience, and not only learn from us, but for us to learn from them as we continue on our own journey, because no one is there yet, and it's always a continuum, and we're always on the journey of evolution. But one of the things that we've done in the last couple of years is look at ourselves and understand, well, what did we actually do? And how did we do this? And we looked in the world and we didn't find a city that had created a sort of a framework on itself. So we created one, and we wrote one, and we looked at all of the metrics that we put in place, and we created the Expo City Dubai Urban Framework, which we launched in February at our Cities in Action Forum. And what that effectively does is it acts as a health check for any city or any decision maker who cares about where we live and how we live. Almost to say, where are we today? Where do we want to get to tomorrow? And what does that intervention plan look like, whether you're Nairobi, whether you're Dhaka, whether you're Delhi, whether you're Boston? What are the things that we need to do to think about making sure that we put a store of value in how we build, and how we build, intergenerational equity? How do we build for the future, future-proof what we're building, but also create places where people actually want to live?
Exactly that. Yeah.
I am really excited to zone in on that and actually get to experience it. How privileged are we that we're going to get to experience this just next door? So thank you so much, and we're excited to have you with us for the rest of the show.
Thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere. It is time for a break. However, we are going to be delving into some climate discussions when you get back, and just how to change it up a bit, keep our youth entertained, and keep the conversation going. Stay tuned.